'Tis I. Hey everyone, glad to see you back, glad to see you looking fresh, and today I wanted to take a minute and talk about the games releasing this year. And no, this is not a negative video. This is actually quite a positive video. So this year's release schedule has been kind of crazy. And we knew that going in. I made a video going over the most anticipated games for the year, as I do every year. And this was by far the easiest year I've had doing that. And there are a ton of new releases, new experiences, and new things I wanted to try out. And this year has proven very fruitful. There have been many, many excellent games. So many games, in fact, that I have not had a chance to play them all. And it got to a point recently where I was playing Octopath Traveler 2. I recently got around to playing that. I have about 12 hours into it right now. So probably, I don't know, about a fifth of the way through it. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking that game quite a bit. But while playing it, I knew that it was going to take me a while to get through it. And playing the game, I have this constant thought in the back of my head of, well, what about the next game we're going to play after that? And that's definitely a me problem. But I wanted to discuss, where I think that's coming from. This year has had so much great stuff. Just behind me, Resident Evil 4, I think, is an incredible remake of an already incredible game. Final Fantasy 16, I haven't even had a chance to play that yet. That's what we're talking about. Zelda took a lot of my time this year. I was happy to play it. I loved playing it. That's not a bad thing, but that's another huge game that came out this year. And there's a plethora of other smaller indie games I played this year that I've quite enjoyed as well. And I think what I'm getting to, right, back to the Octopath thing. I was out shopping with one of my friends, and I saw Final Fantasy 16, and it was on sale, and it was cheaper than I'd seen it before. So I bought it. But then it hit me, hey, Dan, when are you going to play that? You're not going to play it right now, you're still playing Octopath. You still have plenty of hours left in Octopath. It's not even you're close to the end and you can just alley-oop to the next one. I did the same thing with Resident Evil. I was playing Zelda, and before I was done Zelda, I was like, well, I'll get ready for the next game. And at that point, I had maybe 10 hours in Zelda, so same thing. I started the game, but I was nowhere near done with it. And I'm pretty sure Octopath is shorter than Zelda is, but still, that's a ton of hours left to go. So both of these games I've set up to play after a game that I'm already playing. And I came to the realization that, while I can do that, I should focus on games that I really, 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 really want to play. There are so many games coming out this year, and it's easy for me to just quickly get overwhelmed and be like, well, I want to try this, I want to try that out. People say this is good. Baldur's Gate just came out. For a couple of years now, I didn't really care. While I like the world of D&D and all that, dungeon crawlers aren't really my thing. So to get a big game like that, I'm like, all right, I'm happy for people that are happy with it, but I don't really care that much. But then seeing all the reviews and how many people are loving it slowly turned my tide, and I'm like, well, shoot, maybe I should get Baldur's Gate 3. But I gotta take a step back here and realize why I'm doing this anyways. I'm doing this because I love video games. And I love experiencing the worlds, the characters, the stories, and being able to fully immerse myself in those. And I cannot do that if I'm constantly thinking about the next one. Back when I bought my PlayStation 5, I did this thing, right, called Black Friday. I don't know if you've heard of it. So I overdid it. Not like I went broke or anything, but I bought a lot of games. More games than I would say is a good idea to start a console with. I always say 3 games. 3 games is a perfect amount to start a console with for the first couple of weeks. Unless, of course, the games you pick are an hour long and you're done and you need more. But that's, it's all subjective, really, at the end of the day. But I say 3. 3 is pretty perfect. 3 games of different genres, so you can bounce between the 3. You can enjoy all 3 of them on their own merits. But I started the PlayStation 5, I had 2 games that I had pre-ordered because they were limited runs or they were other special events that were only going to be printed for a little bit of time. So I got those 2. So I had 2 waiting for me when I got the console. I got 3 because I got my console right around my birthday. So I had 3 more. And then Black Friday happened, and I bought at least 5 or 6 other games. So that's like 10, 11 games in the course of a month that all of a sudden are on my plate or on my backlog, and I'm like, I gotta get through these. So I started this breakneck pace of ripping through games, and I liked a lot of them. I really enjoyed Spider-Man Miles Morales. I really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. I really enjoyed Bugsnax. Like, I played some games I really, really liked in that mess. But some of the games I played got pushed to the back burner. Scarlet Nexus, for one. I played a couple hours, and I'm like, this is good. I have other stuff to try. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I know that game is huge. I played it for like 15 hours. That's another one where I'm like, all right, I think I'm done. Mortal Kombat 11, I played for a little bit. I've recently gone back and played it again, but those games got buried. Some of them I played some more, like I said with Mortal Kombat. I don't want that to happen again. I don't want to get so overburdened with choice that some games get neglected. And obviously I'm going to play some games and be like, this wasn't really worth my time. Or I'll play it for a couple hours and I'm like, that's enough. Maybe I'll come back to it someday. But because of that breakneck pace, I started this constant feeding of like, all right, next game, next game, next game, next game. And it hasn't stopped. I still have a couple games from that original list of Black Friday purchases that I haven't played yet. So that's what's crazy. I keep going. This is a very, very good problem to have. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a huge problem and we need to fix this no, this is a me issue. This is my problem that I'm discussing. You know, I'm just getting my thoughts out there. I'm using this as a little bit of a faux therapy session. Game releases this year have been crazy. And even sitting here thinking, I'm like, all right, so I'm starting to finally fully process like this. All right, we're playing this game right now. I'm playing this instance, Octopath Traveler 2. When we're done with Octopath Traveler 2, we can deal with the next game. The next game's already taken care of. That's Final Fantasy 16. But then after that, which is, I don't know, be a couple months from now, depending on how fast I play through these, then we can deal with it. But also, if I play Octopath Traveler 2 and I get halfway done and I'm like, you know what, I'm satisfied, I think I've done all I want to do, that's okay. And then I can deal with the next one after that. I do not want to keep blazing through stuff. And I want to be able to fully immerse myself in these things. That being said, of course, there are still other games that have come out this year that I really, really, really want to play that I have not yet. Such as Street Fighter 6, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Story of Seasons, Pikmin 4, the Dead Space remake, all these stuff I want to play. That leads to my other point here is that sometimes when I go out and I'm in the mood to buy a game, I will go either to a store or on the eShop or whatever, and I will grab a couple smaller games that are around the price of like one really big one I want. Instead of just going with the one really big one I want, I'll go with 3 smaller experiences. Sometimes they're not smaller. Sometimes they are bigger, sizable, or whatever. 3 games I don't want as much, say it like that. And it'll add up to one big purchase. Sometimes that works, sometimes that doesn't. It has its pros and cons. I want to try to stray away from that a little bit more going forward. And if there's a game I really, really want, get the game I really, really want. Play that, love that. Rather than loading up on a bunch of smaller ones. If I play for an hour, great. If I don't, you know. And that's not to say I won't go and buy other smaller games here and there, but, you know, focus on the big stuff that I really, really, really want to play. Even if it's just an indie game and it's not, you know, the same price as those stuff, if I really want to play it, I should focus on that. So that is my little rant discussion here. How are you feeling? How's your backlog doing? I enjoy having a backlog. As much as this video probably made it look like I don't enjoy having a backlog, I do. I enjoy being able to pick what's next and have stuff on the back burner ready to go. It's just that, you know, I like to get my thoughts out about these things sometimes. And, you know, you've seen footage of all the games that are coming out this year and games that made me think of this situation in particular and whatnot. But, yeah, it's a lot this year. I'm looking forward to playing Octopath Traveler 2 some more. And then Final Fantasy 16. And then whatever comes next. So, that'll about do it for me. Thank you so very much for watching. And as always, like this if you like this, subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you at some point.